Let's take a deeper look at the structure of the FB pronoun documentation, because now I just used an example and put in an actual user ID, but let's now come back here and see how to get the most out of the documentation. At the beginning is a description and tells you what this will do. There are several types of FBML elements. Some do something. They get information from the Facebook database. In this case, the FB pronoun element will get the correct pronoun for a specific user. And that means he, she, they, you. They're standard parts of speech. And in order to do that, you must give the FB pronoun element the user ID that you want to look up. It's a required attribute. Then you have a variety of optional attributes, and each is described here with an example. Now, sometimes the examples are not totally obvious, particularly if you're not an English major, so that's where the test console comes in. So here I have FB pronoun for a user ID, and it will give me they. All right. What I want to do now is come in and say I want the possessive form. And I know that that's available because over here it gives me an option. It says it's a Boolean, and that is going to mean either true or false, and that's going to be enclosed in quotation marks. So now the possessive form of they is there. This isn't technical syntax. This is English language syntax, and there are parallels in most other languages. So this is going to enable me to do two things: get some information out of the Facebook database, such as whatever the appropriate pronoun is for that user ID, and to modify it, such as turning it into a possessive rather than just the direct pronoun. So this is the type of FBML element that gets something from the Facebook database. Now let's take a look at a slightly more complex one, which is the name FBML element. But before going on to FB name, I want to point out something that you may have noticed if you're looking at this carefully, and that is that the pronoun was plural. I added a user ID and ran it, and I got they or their. And the reason that happens is that the test console is available to you if you aren't logged into Facebook. You can be logged into Facebook, but if you aren't logged into Facebook, what's going to happen is that it is going to let you test your code, but when there are relationships involved, it's going to show up only in the context of an unlogged in user. So now I have logged in. You can see I have a user ID up here, which is the same user ID I was using before, but that's because I'm now logged into Facebook and I can't change it up here. I'm now a logged in user, and I click on preview, and I get you and your, not they and their, because I'm dealing only in the context of the single user who is now logged in. So this is something to watch for if you are exploring the test console.